talk about how to use a belt in your half moon pose today. So, in this practice, we'll be putting the belt around the rib cage. And depending on where you're most comfortable, it might be low, it might be on the low ribs, and if you can bring it up higher, you will. The reason why I'd like to explore this, very similar to the way we used it with the pelvis in Warrior 3, using the tabs of the belt as a way to steer. We can use the belt around the rib cage to do the same thing. So often when we do the pose, when we're setting ourselves up, we're turning the foot, or even if we're coming from another pose and we're transitioning, quite often we look at the floor, we look where we're putting our hands, right? So if I'm coming into the pose, I'm looking down, and that often makes my chest turn downward, right? So this way, this belting is going to bring awareness into how we're placing our chest, and if it does rotate down, how to come out of it, right? Give a little bit more awareness into that movement. So I have my belt, and I have an 8-foot belt. This is the right size for my arms. My arms are going to be completely straight out to the sides. Depending on your proportions, you may need a longer belt, shorter belt, and I'll let you be the judge of that based on what you see here. The loop in the belt, maybe you can see it, is very small. So I can fit my hand through it, and that's it. Just my fingers, not my thumb. So it's kind of like a Madonna glove. And I'm just making sure that the belt is on, the rest of the belt is over my thumb. I'm gonna take the rest, I'm gonna take the excess and wrap it around the front to the side, and I'm just making sure that it's flat on my body so it's not uncomfortable. And then again, it crisscrosses around in the front. Okay, so once I have it pretty much in place, I'm going to hold this so the palm is facing forward on my left hand, and I get to pull the arms out to the sides. So even here, before I do anything with my legs, I could feel how my left hand pulling back will start to take my right rib cage around, right? I'm over-exaggerating the idea so you can really see it. If we step the feet apart into a little baby warrior 2, you can, again, play with this. So say you're in warrior 2, and I'm just taking a little stance. If you ended up turning to come into the pose, it might be that your pelvis needs to be turned a little bit towards your front leg. Maybe that's your groin range of motion. But if you feel that you can turn your chest to the side, you can remember that the left hand can help you with that. Pull the left hand back and start to turn the heart to the side. Right? Let's step the right foot back a little bit from the block. I'm giving myself enough room to keep my side body long when I come to the pose. I'm going to bend the right knee. Place the right hand down. So maybe I went a little too far. Place the right hand down. And again, make sure that your thumb is under the belt. Ground down into your right foot, into your right hand, and lift your left leg up. Lengthen from your lower back down to your left heel. And begin the process of lifting the left hand, right? Because when I came to the pose, my chest and my gaze went down. So I'm going to lift the left hand belt. Got a little wobbly when I did that, right? So I'm gonna lift, and I'm gonna see if that can help me wrap the right rib cage around. Now, if I were to really lift, it might pull the ribs in too much and over-accentuate the top side. So I'm going to think about breathing into that belting that's on the right side of my rib cage to keep my right side long. Take a big breath in, and as you exhale, bend your standing leg, bring your toes to the floor, then your heel, come on up. So this can be really useful if you have scoliosis as well. Say you have a right thoracic curve, which means that the front of your spine often turns in the direction of the curve. Right, so the front of the spine is wanting to rotate to the right, even more so than somebody without scoliosis. The belting will be a reminder to track from that right rib cage across the body up towards the left hand to de-rotate and to start to bring the front of the spine back to the middle. Okay? You can also practice this with your back against the wall, right? So then you can play to your heart's content without worrying about falling over. So have fun, let me know how it goes, and I'll see you soon.